Good evening, and welcome to Motivational Monday. I'm your girl, Jackie O, and boy, do we have a show for you on today. So, y'all know how we do it and what Motivational Monday is all about. Motivational Monday was created, and it is a platform to where we inspire and empower you to action. Action, that is capital ACTION, action. And so by the time you get through watching one of our shows, you will be called to action. Whatever that action is, if that's starting a business, if that's writing a book, if that's learning how to cook, I don't know. Whatever your action is, you will be called to action after watching one of our Motivational Monday shows. So again, thank you so much for tuning in with us on tonight. We have a very special guest, and our topic tonight is the impact. The impact. And so we're going to be talking to our guest, DeCarol Vance. We'll be talking about her experience with COVID-19 and her new chapter as being a full-time entrepreneur. So, hey, listen, I hope y'all are ready. Y'all have your cup of coffee, your cup of water, whatever you need. You're sit down. You have your notepad to take notes because we're getting ready to hop right in. And welcome to the show, Miss DeCarol Vance. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Please forgive my throat tonight, guys. I'm a little hoarse for some reason. Maybe because I was just yelling at my daughter. I'm not sure. But again, welcome so much to Carol for being here with us on tonight. And we are going to hop right into our segment with having you go ahead to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are.
All right. Once again, thank you so much. This is a great opportunity. I'm very honored that you asked me to join your broadcast on tonight. Um, my name is DeCarol Vance, and I am a full-time entrepreneur with Paparazzi Accessories. I recently resigned or early retired from corporate America in sales management in April of 2021. And so I've been in this business for 4.5 years. I am a single mother of a graduate student who's currently pursuing her 2 master's degrees in sports entertainment management. I am the CEO and the founder of the Blaze and Bling Hustlers. That is the name of my team. We are currently a team of 1,426. And I am also an elite in the top 0.1% of paparazzi accessories, which I worked my butt off for. And I'm having the ride of my life right now. I'm really enjoying the journey of my life at this present time, and it's such a joy, and I love seeing lives continue to change as my life has continued to change over several years. And so I'm just happy. And like I say, I thank you for having me tonight.
Well, thank you for being here. And one thing I like what you said was enjoying the journey. I was listening to a message from TD Jakes a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, and he was talking about that of just being in the present moment and enjoying where you are and the journey. So that was good to hear you say that you
Mhm.
are enjoying your journey of where you are
Yeah.
in your present moment. Yeah. So we're going to hop right into our segment on tonight. And the first topic we're going to talk about, and as I said before, we're going to talk about your journey with COVID-19. And we're going to dive in a little bit deeper with your journey and being a entrepreneur full-time from corporate America. But with the COVID-19, what I wanted to know was, how did you know? Did you have symptoms? How did you really know that you had it?
Well, I didn't really know that I had it. And just to talk about it a little bit, it wasn't just me that ended up having it.
Mm.
It was during Christmas time. It was right smack dead during the holiday season and New Year's. and 7 members of my family had it at the same time. My mother, my father, my oldest sister, both of my nieces, my daughter, and myself. Only one of us did not contact COVID. So it was a very scary time for us. And the way that we actually found out that we had COVID was my daughter lost her taste. We were at Chili's, and my niece and I, we kept saying how the salsa, how the chips were salty. And so they were very, very salty, like unbearable salty.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter was like, I can't taste them. Like, I can't taste the chips. And so she was like, I think I want to go get a COVID test, because we were all like, had like, we thought we had the cold, or,
Mm-hmm.
our sinuses were messing up. Like, we were not going to claim COVID. Okay. Right. So that next morning, she actually got up. She came in the room. It was about 8 a.m. I'll never forget it. And she went to the urgent care, Med Express. And, you had to get on a waiting list. And so she was there for like 3 hours. She called me and she says, I tested positive. And it was like a ripple effect. And then all of us, we just like got in the cars, and we went to a rapid center.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in line for like 3 hours to get tested. The crazy thing about it, Jacquie, is I didn't test positive on the rapid. Okay. Everybody else did. Okay. My mother, my father, my sister, like I said, it was 7 of us. So 6 tested positive that day. Luckily we had already had the normal one. What is it? The PCF, or I can't remember the exact name of it, but the one that takes 1 to 2 days to actually come out back with the results. So we already had that scheduled. So we went ahead and we did that appointment as well. But it was very scary to find out that my parents, because they're elders, and we had heard about, what was happening with older people and this virus. So of course we were very emotional and scared because we didn't know. But we rallied together, me and my sister at that time. We thought we were, I thought I was in the clear. We went and spent like $600 on just like stuff. Like, we had the whole list of everything it is you're supposed to get. You're supposed to get, the vitamin C, the elderberry, the D3, the biotin, like everything, the Gatorade Zero, the Tylenol, the oxygen thing for your fingers, the temperature. Like, we went and we spent an astronomical amount of money just on stuff to make sure that everybody had what they needed in order to fight this virus. It wasn't until the next day that I'm sitting with my sister in my family room, and we're watching movies and, talking, and the results come back for me. It comes to my phone as a message. And I looked at it and it said, you've tested positive for COVID-19. And that's when I actually found out, that I had COVID-19. But we're thinking that we had already previously had it for some days. And we just were not, we weren't aware of having it. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank God everyone is good. Your parents.
Yes.
Everyone, okay, that's good.
By the grace of God,
By the
everybody,
grace of God.
came out on top. I'm gonna tell you, can I go a little bit deeper?
Yes.
With it, like really quick?
Yes.
One of my papa sisters, she messaged me because she knew that we had it. And she told me that unfortunately, by going into the new year, there were going to be several other people that passed away from it. Unfortunately, she was like, she was sorry. And she told me to get some prayer oil. She said, get my oil and to protect all the doors. Right. So, this was before we actually found out. My family thought I was crazy. Okay. And so I sent my daughter over to our house, because we were at my parents' house. I told her to go get the oil because I had some prayer oil, because I keep my oil. And I told her to wipe all the doors, like every door in the house, all the doorposts. We was going, we was going to make sure that we had the oil with the oil. I mean, the post with the oil. So she did it over there, and then I told her to bring it over to her grandparents' house, and we were going to do all the doors over there. And so I am just really thankful, and I am so grateful that everybody came out. Nobody ended up in the hospital. Nobody ended up on a ventilator. And we all came out on the clear.
Yes. What a blessing.
Yeah.
And the power of Jesus and the power of the blood of Jesus.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And yes, girl, I tell you, we keep some anointing oil around here too.
Yeah.
Because I put it drops in my bath water. And one of my girlfriends that she's a pastor's wife, and that's where I get it from. And so every year at New Year's, they get this oil, they pray over it. And so I have them ship me some. And I be telling her, do you have some more left? She's like, girl, what do you be doing with the oil? Drinking it? I said, honey, I put it in my bath water. I rub it on my skin like lotion. I be doing all kinds of stuff with the oil. So yes, that is really good. So did you have any symptoms while you were, that you knew of?
No. Well, while we had it, what I did have is like this constant pressure in my back. Okay. A constant pressure in my back. And I would be sweating like underneath my knees and, in the creases of my arms. It was just like very weird. Or I would get up from a seat and it would feel like really sweaty, which I found that, I've heard that's, one of the symptoms. Really, wasn't hungry during that time. And fatigue, like it would come in rows, right? So, at one moment I would be okay. And then at the next moment I have to go and lay across the bed and just go to sleep because it would just hit you. It would hit you in waves of, of how tired you could be, and then I didn't sleep on my back because I was told, sleeping on your back is when the mucus builds up. So we were following all the different protocols, the beating of the back with the books on the, on the back and the padding on the back. And, making sure that we were taking all the medications and the warm and the hot teas and the honeys and, all of that. So that's pretty much, what I did feel while I had COVID.
And so in your recovery process, after COVID, did you still have those waves of fatigue? And I've also heard that sometimes people experience like confusion or cloudiness, an inability to concentrate. It kind of affects you mentally a little bit.
It's true. Okay. Ever since I had COVID, there have been some things that have happened that, I'm like, why is that happening? Like I wasn't doing that before. Like the unbalanced, being unbalanced, like losing your balance at times. I lose my balance. Also, sometimes I can't remember like where I put something at and people were like, well, maybe that's because of old age. I'm like, no. Like this is happening way too much for this to be, like I'm going into this old age thing. Right. This is because of the after effects of COVID. And so I still experience that today. My sister, she actually called it, we were talking on the phone 2 weeks ago. And she says, well, they call that thing COVID brain. COVID brain. Yeah. The way you forget and you be like, wait a minute, what was I just talking about? Like, what was I just saying? And then it'll come to you, but it shouldn't be like that, right? Right. And then of course, I experienced the ringing in my ear. All right, the tinnitus. And it has affected me mentally and emotionally, and sometimes spiritually, because I'm like, God, I'm asking questions and I know we're not supposed to question God, but I'm like, why you give me this ringing in my ear? And so after like reading up on it, I'm finding out that it's connected. It's not so much your ear. It's like these are effects in the brain. All right.
Okay.
So when we talk about, you know, the cloudiness and
Mhm.
the not remembering and, you know, the off balance, like
Mhm.
these are effects. It affects your brain in certain aspects.
Mhm.
That's what I'm learning and finding out more and more, you know, about some of these after effects of COVID-19.
Wow. And so do you think that it would be long term? Some of these, I know there's so much to learn about COVID-19 and we really don't know, but some of the
Mhm.
things that you're experiencing, like the ringing in your ears, do you think that those type of symptoms that you have from due to COVID-19 will be long term? Or of course, we know that anything is possible with prayer and healing.
Anything is possible with prayer and healing.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been praying and I have a lot of people praying for me.
Mhm.
And I want to let you know that I've actually released it, you know, because
Okay.
it was affecting me in such a way that it would affect the way that I would get up and like run my life, you know, and
Mhm.
do life. And it was bringing me a lot. I wasn't at peace, you know,
Right.
because of the fact that I was allowing those after effects to kind of affect me in that space. But it depends on the individual. All right.
Mhm.
It depends on their body. It depends on their immune systems and, you know,
Mhm.
anything else that could be coming in and having an impact on that. That's what I'm learning.
Okay.
So every person would be different, right? Every
Right.
person would be
Right.
different. So I don't know if it's short term. I don't know if it's long term.
Mhm.
I just know that there are remedies out here that help you to deal with it to
Mhm.
where it's not affecting you in such a way to where you could like lose your mind.
Right. Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is something. But again, going back to the beginning, you know, we're just grateful that you and your family, y'all came
Mhm.
out and you're doing well. And despite some of the little things that you have going on,
Mhm.
you know, you're still doing well and
I
that
am.
you are enjoying the journey that you're
I
on. And
am.
so, even with that being said, we're going to switch gears. But before we do that, what would you like to say to people about COVID-19? What advice would you like to give? Because you've done some research because of the fact that you've lived through it. So,
Mhm.
what would you say to our audience about that?
Well, the first thing that I would want to say is pay attention and acknowledge when you have symptoms or when things are going on, and don't try to play it off like it could be something else, because I find that the longer that you wait to go and seek help to see exactly what it is, the more life threatening it is, you know, for certain individuals. So don't wait until it's too late
Mm-hmm.
to go in and get the help that you need or start doing the things that you need that could save your life. All right. Because there's so many people out here that have contracted this deadly disease, and
Mm-hmm.
lives could have been severed if they would have done something about it early on instead of waiting. And then now, you know, they're on a ventilator, and we already know that the chances of coming off a ventilator are very small to
Mm-hmm.
minimal. So, like, don't let it get there.
Right,
And
right.
so
That's
that's what
really
I would
good.
that's what I would give to the
Yeah,
people today.
very good. Thank you. That's some great advice. Great advice. And to follow the CDC guidelines, you know, whatever people are
Yes,
telling us to
most
do.
definitely.
Like,
Wear your mask,
yeah, wear your
you know, the
mask.
6 feet, you know, the distance.
Yeah.
Like, people are getting vaccinated, right? But there's a lot of
Mhm.
people that are not vaccinated. There's a lot of people that aren't vaccinated that aren't talking about the fact that they're not vaccinated,
Yeah.
because they don't want to get it, but then they ashamed to tell you that they're not vaccinated,
Yeah.
right? Because you look at people looking at you like, oh, you ain't going to get the vaccination.
Yeah.
Um, so you have to protect yourself.
Exactly.
Like, don't, yeah, you got to protect you. You got to protect you.
Mhm.
And then it's not even just about you. It's about your family members. You know, if
Exactly.
you got parents or children, or you going around people, like, do you want to be that person that makes somebody else sick because you didn't do what you needed to do in order
Mhm.
to protect, you know, your surroundings and your environment and do the right
Yeah.
thing? Like,
Yeah.
do the right thing.
Yeah. Do the right thing. Y'all heard it. Do the right thing. So as we're switching gears, I want to talk about now your new journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked about a little bit in the beginning. You left corporate America. You've been doing paparazzi for about 4 years now. You're an
Mm-hmm.
independent consultant doing that. And so I want to read something. Let me pull it up really quickly. And I thought this was really like an on time. I saw this. It was on Oprah Daily. And it says, we all must practice becoming more comfortable stepping into the unknown. When those uncertain, overwhelming feelings creep in, you need to make an effort to stay in the present moment and just be still and breathe and say to yourself, I am here now, and right now everything is okay. All is well. All will be well, and there is nothing I cannot handle. I thought that was like really great to go into this segment with you and
I like that.
how you transitioned from corporate to now being a full-time entrepreneur. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to make that transition.
Um, what really moved me was something that let me rewind.
Mhm.
Um, when I saw that I was, excuse me, and I am getting over
Mhm.
a virus
Okay.
again, but just a respiratory infection.
Mhm.
Um, when I started this business that I'm a part of, I only wanted to make $292. All
Mhm.
right. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to pay a car note for my daughter who was going to college.
Mhm.
And as I continuously was building and believing, and my business started to grow, I started making like these thousands of dollars,
Mhm.
like selling this $5 jewelry. So I'm like, this is crazy insane. And so by the second year of me working this business,
Mhm.
I'm bringing in more money than I'm making in my corporate salary.
Mhm.
Okay. But at the same time, I love my job. Right. So I
Mhm.
was that person that was like, I'm not leaving. We're going to keep on doubling this up. I could be tired, but I'm going to work this business. I'm going to,
Mhm.
work with my team. We're going to continue to grow. And I am not leaving corporate America. Like, I was like, I'm that one. I'm not leaving. Like, I saw
Mhm.
other people, that were walking away from their, their careers. And, we're not talking about we're talking about great careers where they were bringing in some hefty salaries, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna work this business, and I'm just
Mhm.
gonna have my business here, and I'm still going to have my corporate job.
Mhm.
And about a year ago, that started to change for me. Because I started to realize that if I gave more time and effort and commitment to my own business,
Mhm.
that I could potentially double my income,
Yeah.
and I could continue to help my team to grow in their businesses where their lives would continue to change. And so it started to like, and plus I believed in it. I believe in this
Mhm.
business. I believe in this opportunity. I paid $99 and boom, it took off for
Mhm.
me. Of course, a lot of work. I put in the work. And I was watching, no, I wasn't watching. I actually downloaded the Audible. The 10X rule.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the 10X rule. And I heard he said to me, something Cardone. You know who I'm talking
Grant
about.
Cardone.
Grant Cardone.
Uh-huh.
He said in this Audible, he said, you could be a resource to build somebody else's empire, or you could become a resource to build your own empire. And when I tell you that resonated with me and stuck with me, because here I was thinking, I love my job. Mm-hmm. I love what I do. I love, going in and managing these individuals. And, these companies, they have dreams. Mm-hmm. They have goals. They have aspirations. They have, numbers it is that they're trying to meet. And here I am giving my all to them. And I'm having to, even though my business is doing well, I'm short of myself over here with what it is that I want to do. Yeah.
Right.
So that's when I made the decision and I set a date. Mm. All right. I set a date and I told people about the date. And I told my family, I called a meeting because I've also read in self-development where you have to hold yourself accountable, and then you have to tell people that can hold you accountable to what it is that you're speaking out of your mouth. So I set a date, I wrote it down, I came up with the plan, and I took the leap of faith because I was like, if I don't believe in my dreams and I don't believe in my capabilities to go and do this full time and build my own empire, then nobody else will.
Exactly.
So I got to jump. It can't be nobody else. I have to have the courage and the faith to believe that if I take this leap of faith, once again, because I've done it before, that God will catch me. He's never left me. He's never failed me. And I don't believe he will ever leave me. So now it's time to go and grow my empire. And that's what I did.
I love it. And there were so many nuggets that you said, but I think the main thing was believing in you, believing that you could do it, and taking that leap of faith into the unknown, that unknown territory that you were just, you weren't comfortable with. That corporate America, you were comfortable with everything going, it was predictable. I'm getting a check, I have insurance, everything was predictable, but now here you are leaping. And like you said, and knowing that God was going to catch you. And the other thing was writing it down, because that is so important. In Habakkuk, it talks about that in the Bible, about writing the vision and making it plain, but writing that date down so that you had something to look at. And like you said, telling other people to hold you accountable to it is like, that means, I'm really doing it. And it's not just floating in your head, but now it's out there and you're like, okay, I'm doing this thing with or without somebody's help. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
What was your
scary?
Transition? Yeah, it is.
It's scary. It's a scary thing to do. And not everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it.
No.
That's why they say that small percentage, you got that 90%, and then you got that you got that 8%, then you got that 2%. Like, 2% are willing to do what other people will not do.
Exactly. That is so true. So true. So tell us a little bit, what was the transition like? So once you started transitioning, because now this is all new stuff going on. So how was that transition for you?
It was a little, I'm going to tell you something, because of the fact that you are so used to a structured, like, you know what your routine is going to be. You know, you're going to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get dressed. You know, you're going to go into that rush hour traffic. And then you know that you're going to be at the other people's job is like, as we like to call it, you're going to be there for 8 to 9 hours a day. And then you're going to have these expectations that you have to deliver to them.
Yeah.
Right. So what I had to remember was, even though I wasn't going into their job, that I had to work my business like it's a job. So I have to have a schedule. I have to have a plan. I have to have expectations of what it is that I'm going to take care of on a daily.
Right.
And I have to have discipline to get up and make sure that I am holding myself accountable to those things so that I can continue to grow my empire. See, because now that you have that freedom where nobody is saying, hey, you better be here by 9 o'clock or you consider late.
Yeah.
Like you can dwindle down and it could become an issue, right? Because you could become lazy and you can become stagnated. And so you have to have that discipline enough to want more. Okay.
Right.
Or you can falter back and get yourself in a really bad situation. Right.
Yeah.
So it took me about a month to really accept the fact that I was like my own boss and that I had resigned. Like, it was a mental thing for me. Like, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy for me to like do this transition to having so much freedom and so much time on my hands and not having somebody tell me what to do. Like before, yes, I was running my business and yes, it was, you know, another multiple stream of income. And yes, I was building over here, but now but I still had that over there where somebody was telling me, hey, you know, we got deadlines, we got to, you know, do this, we got to do that. And so that's what I was used to for 25 plus years.
Yeah.
And so now I don't have that no more. So it was a bit of a transition. I had to transition my 401k, you know, transition in the medical, you know, all of that. The life insurance, everything, you know, to where it's the responsibility is mine now. It's not coming out of a paycheck. Now I'm responsible for making sure that my daughter and I are set up to where we good. Right.
Right.
So I would just, you know, let anybody that is wanting to go into entrepreneurship and wanting to do something on their own or go after their dream, because we're supposed to dream and we're supposed to dream big. Make sure that you have set up. Make sure that you have a plan to set it up. Think about everything it is that you going and being your own boss is going to change, and make sure that you are talking to the right people to make sure to identify that, to make sure that you are set up so that you don't fall. You know, going into full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And so what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome? Just
not being around people. I'm a people person, right? So even though a part of my online business is interacting with individuals and hitting the live button, and of course, you know, I have my amazing team that, you know, I'm in communication with them on a daily basis, and I'm going live over there and I'm doing trainings. It's a little bit different because now I'm not going face to face. I'm not seeing people like I used to in an office space every single day, you know. So that's still something that I'm transitioning with today. We're talking 6 months. So even though somebody might look and say, well, you've been doing it for 6 months, 6 months is not a whole lot of time. All right. 6 months is still fairly new. So I'm still like working on that. But what I do now is I make a conscious effort to get out of my house every single day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I intentionally don't have boxes delivered to my house and have them delivered somewhere else. So I have no choice but to leave my house to go and get those boxes.
Oh,
So
that's a
I have to
good
be
idea.
intentional with certain things to make sure that I can still get out of the house and still, out here and be surrounded by individuals because of the fact that I was that person that is a
Mm-hmm.
people person and I like to talk to people. So I'm going to say that that was one of the biggest things
Yeah.
for me to actually get used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I can totally agree with that because when I was working full time and I was at home when COVID happened, that was a huge transition for me to be at home and not interact, to be at home with kids and be helping to homeschool. And I was like, what is happening here? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. So I can totally understand about, wanting to be in connection or fellowship with people, on a daily basis. So yeah, I can
Mhm.
see that being a challenge because that definitely was for me. One of the last questions I have for you is, so you are a paparazzi consultant. I'm very familiar with paparazzi because I did it for a short period of time. And I agree with you when you said you can make money because the short period of time that I did make money doing it. So with all of the thousands of consultants that they have, what do you think makes your business unique? What makes you stand out, among the thousands of people? Besides your personality and your, smile and everything.
What do you mean when you say stand out amongst thousands of people? You talking about my movement in the business or
Yeah. So
the
what
way
just makes
that I've grown in the business? Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about? Like stand out?
what just makes your business unique? Like, what would you say? What is like your niche? So you're selling the jewelry, but do you have like a certain niche that you do? So maybe when you do your lives or when you do maybe your little motivational times when you come on live, you're focusing on one particular thing, maybe just like your mental health or some type of wellness. Is there something that's just unique about just a niche that you may have for your business, maybe?
What I would like to say to that, because I just wanted to, kind of like identify with where you were going with that,
Uh-huh.
is I think in this business or anything it is that you're going to be successful in,
Mm-hmm.
um, your passion, being passionate
There
about it,
you
being transparent
go. Mm-hmm.
about things, and people being able to relate to you as an individual when they see you, when you are talking to them, and when you are speaking out of your mouth, which all boils down to being an influencer.
There you go.
Okay, because it's very important
Yeah.
that you are and that you can influence
Mm-hmm.
individuals in a good way. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So I would say that my passion for what it is that I do, no matter what it is that I do, giving 120%
Mm-hmm.
into it and being absolutely genuine about it and actually caring about people and people's lives. And then me being able to show my transparency,
Mm-hmm.
okay, my vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
and showing people that everything don't have to be perfect because we don't live in a perfect world, that you can be perfectly imperfect and people will still gravitate towards you and still like you and still come and see about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you can start touching people in those type of aspects of their lives to where they can relate to you,
Mm-hmm.
then that's where growth actually happens.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I'm going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be anybody else but me. All right. I feel like all of my life experiences, the things that I've gone through, somebody else has gone through it. All right. I feel like God, had me go through these things so that I could help other people in that
Yes.
manner, so that they could look at me and they don't just see, a pretty face or
Mhm.
somebody that has the good life, as some people like to say, the good life
Right.
now, but they know where I came from. They know that I was, a single mother, hit rock bottom, that I've experienced some things in my life, abandonment, domestic violence, et cetera, in my life. And I've been able to change that all around with the belief in myself
Mhm.
that I can have a better life, and that I can dream, and
Yeah.
that I can dream big and go for it.
Yeah.
So if you want to look at that as a differentiator from other individuals, then I would say that that's what it is.
Yes. And you being you and being yourself.
Yeah.
That's it right there. And having the
Mhm.
passion, because so many people can have a business and they can do all of these great things, but if they're not passionate about it, then that makes a big difference.
It
Like you
shows.
said, yeah,
It
it
shows.
shows.
People know when you when you
Yeah,
when you're not passionate about it, and when you're not
exactly.
genuine. It
Yeah,
comes off, and
exactly.
it will definitely turn them off and turn them away.
Exactly. And another thing you said too was transparency. You know,
Hmm.
it's good to be transparent because, like you were saying, when we go through things, it's not for us. You know, it is for us too to build us, our character and our strength and different things, but it's really for other people,
Hmm.
you know, for them to, us to be able to minister to them and us to be able to share with them our story so they'll know that, oh, okay, you went through that. Oh, and you came out. I can too.
I'm gonna be
You
all
know,
right.
I'm gonna be okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be okay.
yeah. So, and that's good. I mean, you said so many great things. I'm not gonna repeat everything, but the last one you said was about us not living in a perfect world. And I think that because of social media and so much stuff that goes on, people feel that everything has to be perfect. But we're not going to be perfect. We're not. There are
Mhm.
going to be days that we're not going to be okay. I posted that not too long ago. I'm like, listen, you know, behind this smile, sometimes it's pain. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Something might be going on. Okay? So it's not going to be perfect, and it's okay. You know, it's okay for us not to be okay. So I really I loved all those nuggets that you said.
And it's okay to share it and
And
say
yeah,
it,
it is. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was listening to Leandra Johnson. She was visiting a church. I was watching a YouTube video,
Mhm.
and she was telling the good people, she says, y'all better stop. Y'all said better stop being around here trying to act like everything is okay all the time.
Yeah,
Stop
that's
acting
right.
like everything is okay all the time. It's okay for it not to be
Yeah,
okay all the time.
yeah,
It's a part of life.
exactly. Exactly. I so agree. Well, this has been really great, but I do have, okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. So you've already given some advice about being an entrepreneur, and basically you were telling them that they needed to have a plan. That was going to be my next thing I was going to talk to you about is, you know, what advice would you give someone that is looking to become an entrepreneur? So we know they need to have a plan, they need to be disciplined. What other piece of advice would you give?
We started this when we talked about believing in yourself, right?
Mhm.
You have to believe in your capabilities. You got to believe in your mind that you deserve to
Yeah.
go after your dreams. You have to believe that in your heart. You have to believe that in your mind.
Hmm.
Because everything all starts and ends with the mind.
Yeah.
And so if the mind does not believe it, then you cannot achieve it. So I would say get your mind right.
Mm.
Make sure that you are in that mental space to
Hmm.
where you believe in yourself, and there is nothing that anybody or anything can do or tell you to stop you from aspiring to become an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and becoming your own boss
Yeah.
and going after it. Because if you sit around and you listen to people, people, including family members and friends and church members and all type of people, will have you believing that you can't do it, that you don't deserve it, that you're not worth it. You have to believe in yourself. You got to do it for you and not anybody else. And when you do it for you and not for anybody else, that is when you will be unstoppable.
Did y'all hear that? Okay. I hope y'all heard. So just wrapping up, the very last thing that I want you to share with our audience is, what is one thing that you feel that's like really urgent that you just need to get out and you need to tell them? Whatever it is, just something like a sense of urgency that you just want to share that they need to be doing, or that we need to be doing.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll keep it very brief. But in the world that we live in right now, there is so much that is going on around us. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it, some of it's not so good. All right. We're seeing people, out of jobs. We're seeing people lose their lives. We're seeing people sick. Like I said, unemployed. Just, we have a shortage on food, and, gas prices are going up. So I want to talk about life. All right. That's what the urgency is, life.
Yeah.
The fact that you get to wake up and plant your feet on the ground and give God some thank you for being able to open up your eyes is a blessing. Yeah. And it's something to be thankful for.
Yes.
Because life is always going to be happening around you. Life is what molds us into the people that we become. Mm-hmm. Life is always going to steer you in directions that are going to make you want to give up and want to quit in certain aspects of things that you are going to do. Mm-hmm. What you have to do is you have to turn that around and use life as a tool and as a resource to continue to learn how to maneuver and change things up so that you can keep your options open, so that you can keep on growing and going, right? So when we start to change it up and we start to look at life a little bit differently and start looking at it, stop looking at it like, oh, me, and oh, why is this happening to me? And oh, this is happening to me. Start looking at the things that are happening and grab something out of that to where you can turn it around and make it a positive. All right. Look at things a little bit differently. Don't look at them also negatively. Yes. Look at it like it's a process and I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to go through this because this is what's going to mold me and grow me to where I am headed. The pathway that God has already put in my footsteps. Yeah. Right? Like it may be today, it may be tomorrow, it may be some years down the road. But my pathway has already been set, and the things that are happening in life are necessary to get me to that next level.
Yes.
So change your mindset, change your life.
DeCarol Vance, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Absolutely amazing. Tell us how to get in contact with you. Tell us, do you have anything going on, any events where maybe people that are in your area, they can pop in and check you out. So, yeah.
Well, right now, I have some festivals that are coming up. down in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
On the river. By the city. And so I'll be out there in November and December for the holidays. I can't think of the exact dates, but I could give you that information so that you can pass that along. But let me tell you something. This phenomenal business opportunity that I am a part of, Paparazzi Accessories, has made me a six-figure earner. All right. Six-figure earner. And this year, for the first time, I'll be a six-figure seller. So a six-figure earner and a six-figure seller, if that's saying anything to you. $99 and a dream. $99 and 35 pieces of jewelry 4 years later has put me in a position to where I am able to be a full-time entrepreneur. Okay? Selling $5 jewelry, something that I didn't aspire to leave and walk away from my corporate job. But once I started dreaming bigger and started, believing in my own dreams more than I was believing in my corporate job's dreams, then it became a reality for me. So I want to say, if you are an individual and you are out there and you are looking for something, all right, you looking to find yourself, you're looking for an extra stream of income. You need, to pay off some bills, save some money. You want to take some trips. Okay. You can join my team. Okay.
There y'all have.
I'm always sharing this opportunity because this opportunity changes lives. You can reach me on Facebook, DeCarol Vance. I also have a business page, Sparkle Like a Diva Accessories. That's DEVA. That's the first two letters of my first name and the first two letters of my last name. How ironic is that came together, right? That my first name and my last name was already there to bring my business together. Sparkle Like a Diva Accessories. So you can reach me on my business page. My Instagram is DeCarol Vance, at DeCarol Vance. And then, if you are just looking for beautiful, fashionable jewelry, that I'm rocking tonight, all of this $5 jewelry, you can go to my website, which is sparklelikeadiva, DEVA.com. That's my corporate website. You can also go there to join my team. I have a phenomenal team of hustlers. We grow in this business. We are a family. We support one another. We train you up. We are a part of the iconic team, and that is the number one team in this business. And so I would love to have you as a business partner. If you are looking for an opportunity, you can go there. You can shop my website. You can join my team. Also, I have a personal website. You could go to my personal inventory that I purchase on a daily. Sparkle Like a Diva with you.com, because I shop with my customers in mind. So, I would love to, have you go to my website, check it out. And like I say, this is a great, opportunity. This is what I do too. Like, as far as like motivating and encouraging and inspiring, it's more than just about the $5 jewelry. This business opportunity has allotted me a platform to where I can use, what I've gone through my life to help other people, whether that be my team, whether that be another team, whether that be, my customers. I'm able to use that in that manner. So if you are looking for something that you can build upon, we would love to have you.
There y'all have it. And they do have some good jewelry. I already told y'all that I did. And as a matter of fact, I wore some earrings tonight so that I could show that these are paparazzi and they're super cute.
Yes.
$5, y'all. So
$5.
anyways, $5.
$5 to six figures.
There y'all have it. So I will make sure that I put all of that information, the website and everything in the caption so that you guys can have it. Y'all pass it along. Y'all share it. That's what we like to do. We like to share information and resources, and also support each other. So you guys
Very
please
important.
share this video. This is a very good video, very good show, very good information, as well as share the business opportunity that DeCarol talked about. There's a lot of sharing, a lot of good information. So we hope that y'all do it. And again, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And so, guys,
Absolutely.
next week, same time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, same station. We will be here and it'll be our last show of our season, y'all. It'll be our last show of the season, and we will have Lauren Gollins. She is in Kentucky, and she has some fabulous organic products for postpartum. That is postpartum, that it's a lot of things that we don't know about and how it affects people. I personally did not go through it, but a lot of women do. And so we're going to be talking to her about postpartum depression and just everything that goes along with it, as well as her amazing products. So that'll be next week, which will be October 25th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That will be our last show of the season before we come back in 2022 of January with some more great stuff for you guys. But until then, we pray that y'all have an amazing rest of your week, and we will see you on next Monday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.